Hey everybody, Maude here. Thanks for joining us. This week I've got something that will help you improve your ability to learn the swing so much faster. My wife's just started playing golf and she's doing really well. You know, after lesson 3, she kind of looks like this. So she's got a lot of freedom in her golf swing. She's starting to generate a lot of power. She's hitting driver actually now 150 yards, which is fantastic after a few weeks. But she's got some real common questions. One of them is, Danny, why do I hit it along the ground? I don't understand why that's happening. Or why does it go over there? I don't know why. You know, I can hit it beautifully straight 1 minute and then it goes over there. I really don't understand. Now, her ability to learn to problem solve quickly will dictate how consistent she eventually becomes. And that is the same for yourself. You'll know the guys that are consistent at your golf club, they've got lower handicaps. Is it because they're just more talented than you? It's really not. What they have is they have an ability to problem solve much quicker. And the reason why they've got their ability to problem solve much quicker is they have more feel for the golf club than you have. They can feel when the club face is closed, so they will square it at impact to hit it straight. The problem is, you don't always feel that the club face is open, because if you did, you wouldn't allow it to happen and you wouldn't hit the slice. So in this week's training, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you exactly how you can develop a much better feel for basically squaring up the club face so you hit it nice and straight. Also giving you a feel for the angle of the face so you start to hit it in the center of the club face so you get that better strike, and also give you a feel of the direction the club's coming in so you don't again hit it over to the right or hit it over to the left. All these things are really, really important. That's what we're going to cover in this week's training. Before I go ahead and do this, if you're new to the channel and this is one of your first videos, please consider subscribing. I release videos just like this one every week to try and help you improve your game. So let's get started. You might be wondering, this is going to work for your irons, putting, chipping, driver, but I'm going to start off with putting. So I want you to grab or take the club in your most dominant hand. I've got my right hand, this is my most dominant hand. I want you to think about this. I want you to swing one-handed for a second with your dominant hand. I was always taught that the golf swing was a left-sided game for right-handed golfers, which is, when you think about it now, it's just crazy. If I tried to right left-handed or throw left-handed, I'm uncoordinated. I don't know about you. So if you can learn to kind of feel the golf swing in your most dominant hand is the most coordinated. Work with that. So mine's right. You could do this, by the way, exactly the same thing with your left hand if you're left-handed. But the first thing you want to do is this. I put a chair up here, and all I got Laura to do, again, I'll put an image up in this top right-hand corner for you here. I started off Laura, I said, look, the first thing you got to do, Laura, is make some swings with your right hand, right? Make some swings and try to hit that ball through this chair. Now, do you think she would roll her hands around here? No, it wouldn't make any sense. Do you think she'd kind of hit over here? That wouldn't make any sense either. So we started really small. I said, look, just with your putter, just feel where square is and hit the ball in line with the chair. Now, when she did this to start off with, she did it like this, and her wrists were all flicking around. And because of that, what she did was she hit the bottom of the face. Now, the problem is, she didn't realize that. So I said to her, right, okay, let's grab some foot spray. This is just Dactyring Active. Get it from any of your local supermarkets. Now, what you've got to do, spray the face, right? And if you want to figure out what you're doing wrong in your golf swing and why certain things happen, you've got to figure out where you're actually hitting it in the face of the face. So I got her hitting a few shots, and she didn't start off great, by the way. She was kind of flicking it and the ball was rolling along the ground, just topping it basically. What she realized was there was no mark on the face. She was hitting down the bottom. So what we got her to do is that, right, stage number 1, you've got to learn to strike this. So I've got her leaning the face forward, just a little bit there. That would give her an increased chance that she was going to hit it higher in the face. And I said, look, if your wrists are moving around all over the place, is that going to make it easier or harder to square that face? And she said, well, obviously it's going to be harder, right? So she started off and she hit a few shots. Now she's firm up the wrist, and now suddenly the strike got loads better. Now look at this. Now we start hitting it higher in the face. It's a purer strike. So we said, right, okay, great. You've got that sensation now. What I want you to do is take it to a wedge. So here's her now taking it to a wedge. Now we took out the spray because she needs some feedback as to what's happening, because if you don't spray the face, the better players can feel, I can certainly feel, and I can also hear when I've thinned the ball, I hit the bottom of the club, but some people don't have that level of feel, right, initially when you're learning. So what you got to do, I said, spray the face, and I said, look, what would you need to do to this golf club to hit the face? Well, she said, I'm going to have to lean it this way. Absolutely, that's how you have to strike it. So we got ourselves set up, put our hand in position, and away we went. We said, like, make some swings. And straight away, you know, she got a bit wristy and she realised that. So she said, just firmed it up a little bit to increase the likelihood that you strike it more consistently. And hey presto. Now what we're doing here, look at this there. Look. There we go. That's the sweet spot pretty much, right in the middle of the club. Now what we're doing here is we're developing a feel for the actual way the club needs to move through impact. Now, did Laura start off and hit this beautifully well? No. I'm going to put some images here, look, of where she started. She was hitting it left and hitting it right. But the great thing is, she very quickly, with just this dominant hand, learnt to develop the feel for what was square. So off we went. Nice and small. Initially, no, in a sense, no trying to hit it hard. I've done this drill with a few people and they start to hit it way too hard too soon. You can't develop feel like that. So once you've done that, I said, right, now put your left hand on, okay? So you put your left hand on, and what you're trying to do now is try to generate the same type of feeling. Now, watch this. People who often kind of flick it and what have you, their arms are going all over the place. Well, straight away, when you're trying to present this club face nice and square, notice this, the right arm here is completely lined up with the shaft. It's not over the shaft. This is one signature of a lot of good players. So she puts the right hand on. Now she's got some kind of feel, and away she goes. Just a small initially, just getting that feeling here. And the first thing she noticed here, by the way, was the wrists just felt a little bit firmer. They weren't as floppy as they were before. But she added the left hand in, and she now, I said, look, whereabouts are you striking the ground? And she noticed that she was striking the ground a little bit behind the ball. No problem. Now she's recognised that. She then said, right, okay, now just start to look at striking the ball first whilst presenting the club face square. So she builds it up. It's nice and simple, just like that, one after the other. I said, great, now we're going to take the chair away because we don't want to smash into it. And I said, right, let's do the same now with the driver. So, same principle. She needs to learn some feedback, okay? So, where is it hitting in the face? There, okay, where's it hitting in the face? If it's going left, is it curving left? Well, if it's curving left, the face is closing. If it's curving right, the face is opening. So, she needs to learn to present the club face nice and square. So, same principle. Pick a target, very close to you, by the way. And away we go. Now, one of the key factors of this, by the way, isn't trying to hit a target here. What I definitely did, one of the key factors which I didn't realise at the time, having something here to hit through in about 6 to 8 feet is far more important than trying to hit something there. It's a lot easier for your brain to kind of figure out. It's a lot easier to kind of square something up to something you can visualise here than if you try to visualise there. So you, again, same with the right hand, you develop this feel first, just with the right hand, what he's doing. Then you add in the left hand. Vice versa, obviously, if you're dominant left hand, you do exactly the same with your left. Get the feel of it, then you add your right in. It's entirely up to you. And again, just starting small initially, just to kind of feel the impact position. Because here's the thing. Look at that there, look. We're starting to strike the center of the face. You will notice at your golf club, you'll have some weird and wonderful swings. But do you know what? Those people seem to get it round a golf course, don't they? Some of them, you think, well, how the hell can he get it round a golf course with that type of swing? And the reason being, that person has a wonderful feel for impact. They might have weird and wonderful things going on here, but do you know what? They know what it's supposed to feel at the moment of truth, coming down into impact. That is what you've got to learn to experience. And then, more importantly, you have to learn to measure it. If you cannot figure out what you're doing when you're hitting this golf ball, how are you supposed to fix it? So Laura, she can now identify where she's hitting it in the face, and she can set that as a little target. Oh, I'm hitting it at the bottom. Let's see if I can hit it higher in the face. Oh, the ball's curving to the left. Let's see if I can just present the club face square as opposed to here. as opposed to worrying about what's going on in the swing, which can get very, very complicated, she goes straight in to what she can actually see and work on. And then she trusts that the body will work out the answer. Now, once you started off and you started some nice small ones like this, what we then do is this is a little bit like hammering a nail into a piece of wood. You start off with some sighters, don't you? Just a few gentle ones. And then you go, right, I've got it. Then you can hit it harder. No difference with this. Once you've learned what it's supposed to feel like on how to hit that ball out the middle, how to square the club face up nice and slowly, you think, right, okay, let's take that now. I've got my few sighters and let's just add a little bit of pace to this so it just goes a little bit further. And that's just a little bit further. Still hitting out the center, but I've now added a bit of power. And you simply build it up. Now, one word of caution with this, be patient. When I've tried this a few times with people, they're very quickly into this long swinging and trying to hit it too hard. That's not the purpose of this. This is simply initially to get you feeling where square is, identifying it on the face, getting a sensation of it, adding then the left arm in, building it up slowly, getting a feel for impact. Once you've done that, extend it like they're your sighters, build in the power, and then away you go. That is how you start adding control and building a fantastic swing around your dominant arm. You work out how this dominant arm works, it's more coordinated than the other one. It will really, really, really help. Hope you enjoyed this training. If you do, give it a thumbs up and maybe share it with somebody, particularly beginners. It's a wonderful thing for beginner golfers. Share it with some beginner golfers. It could really help them. And of course, look, if you're new to the channel, it's one of your first videos, press that little subscribe button and the bell so I can see you next week. And don't forget to pick up my free driver course, which you'll see the link in the description. But until next week, have a wonderful week.